Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And as you can see, we are over in the desert of Northern Row at the Dervish camp. And I told you guys about this before. It's actually a really good place to be to make experience at this level. It's not normally camped as much as I would like these days. It does seem to... Oh, man, crap. My, No, wrong one. Great, I dotted myself. Unbelievable. I forgot. I forgot that when I when I start recording, I hit F1, which targets myself. So I got to remember not to attack right away when I do that. I do apologize for that. Okay, so we have an enchanter, thankfully, who is doing a fairly decent job at pulling singles. Let's see. I'm gonna let them get a hold of it first. There we go. They're attacking that one. So let's go ahead and send my pet in. Want to make sure that I do not attack the wrong thing. I'm going to help with healing him a little bit. Dark Empathy should help maybe keep him alive if at all possible. There we go. A little bit of health. There we go. He got aggro on it. Let's switch targets because that's what the tank did. The tank switched targets. Okay. Got to pay attention a little bit more. Very hard to break a camp. You got to know what you're doing. Okay, so I got a pet on one of them. Okay, my pet's about to die. No! Come on, let me heal my pet. Oh, my pet's dead. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Let's see which one. This is difficult breaking a camp. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. I should get my pet back up, but I don't have him mimmed. So that's the problem there. Let's go ahead and suck some life out of this cutthroat before I die. See if he can get it off of me. No, come on, get it off. Or mez it. Do something with it. Oh, I'm link dead. I'm going link dead. Here I go. I'll come back and I'm going to be dead. How much you want to bet? Yep. Yeah, I'm going link dead. Okay, well, let's try to get as much... Oh, crap. That hurt. Okay, so we're going to switch targets. Go ahead and suck some life out of this guy. We need to heal him up as much as possible. Come on, no. Come on, Dark Empathy. Do it. Yes, we got a little bit on him, thankfully. Yes. Out of mana. He is, yeah, he's casting that on himself. So we have Fear. I'm going to take that down just in time to get attacked. Let's... Okay, so they mezzed it again. They're going to wait for power to get back up. I'm going to try to get my pet out as soon as possible. Come on, let me get my pet. Bone Walk. Put that on. It does take a few minutes for a pet to be cast again. For that spell to become castable, I should say. Come on, let me have my pet. Come on. Anytime you want to feel like it, give me my pet. There we go. Pet incoming. Here we go. Now, once we have our pet, it should be a little bit easier. He can tank instead. Now, normally you want to make sure to turn your pet tank off so that, you know, the pet doesn't tank or, you know, get the taunt for himself and get the aggro. But in this kind of situation, I think I'm going to leave it on because, again, we don't really want our pet. There we go. Send it in. Here we go. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and poison it. Disease Cloud it, and then Cling Darkness. A little bit aggro too quickly. This is not going to be good. No! Holy crap. 1%. That was close. I'm going to leave it alone for a minute. I should siphon some life out of it. I think it's rooted. Oh, crap. I don't want to attack, because if I do, I could die right here. I'm going to... Yeah, the healer's going to get me, so I'm going to wait. Let's go ahead and put Clinging Darkness on it so it doesn't run away. And then I can siphon some life out of it. Come on, let me get one more hit. Nice. There we go. One more hit, too. Oh, that's over. Whew, that was close. Oh my god, that was close. So it is very difficult to break a camp, as you can see, but once you break it, it's a whole lot easier to keep it. So I think we're going to be fine on that one. Well, that was fun. Yeah, it was kind of a weird way to start a video off. I don't even know if I gave the intro because I was so wrapped up in trying to keep, you know, not just myself alive, but the group as well. So, in case I didn't, this is Everquest Old School, and we're going to be playing my Necro. Now, my Necro is level 11, and we are over in the Desert of Ro now. Let's see. How many people are on today? There are 23 people on today. There's over 2,200 players on the server at the moment, and it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you play during peak hours, you'll see tons and tons of people. I got the Paladin. I think that's what he is. He's healing me up with Bind Wound, which is kind of an interesting way to do it. Now, we do have to pull here pretty soon. Otherwise, the other guys will spawn again, and we'll have to break it all over again. So we'll just have to see if we can survive long enough, get our power up fast enough. I have Disease Cloud on me. Did I cast it on myself again? Or did they cast it on me? They must have cast it on me. I don't think I casted that on myself. And it's going to last for another 24 seconds. So that's almost run its course. That's not too bad. And I am back up to full power only because I have Breeze on right now. So I'm ready to go as soon as they are. Although I wasn't doing too much damage. I don't know why my spells are in a different order. That's not the way I like it. That's why I was casting the wrong spells at the wrong time. Let's see, where are my spells? Where are my spells? Nope, not there. Poison Bolt. So yeah, Poison Bolt and this one are in the wrong place. Actually, they're all in the wrong place. Put that one on. Put Clinging Darkness on. Let's see. Disease Cloud. There we go. Now, they are a low-level spell, the Disease Cloud one, but again, it doesn't really matter. Every little bit helps, and with a Necro, you can really do some serious damage. Now, for those of you who are watching and you're like, oh, you're doing things wrong, trust me, I know, because I suck at playing a Necro. I'm not anywhere near as good as the videos I've seen online of other people playing them. This isn't really a walkthrough tutorial or anything of that sort with playing a Necro. It's just my journey through the character. And because I never played the Necro back in the day, this is all a new experience for me. It wasn't even one of the classes that I was really even interested in, so I never asked questions about it. It wasn't like I picked the brains of other players that I was grouped with, which I did pretty much for almost every other class, like Bards and Shadow Knights I played, but I even did it for Rogues, which I never played as well. So I know a fair decent amount versus those classes, more than I do about this one. Pretty much the only reason I know anything about a Necro is because I played a Shadow Knight. And oh, see, they got a pop already, so another one is popping. They need to pull a little quicker than this if they have any hope of keeping up with this. Now, if the Cleric had a little bit of Breeze or Clarity or even KEI, then yeah, we'd have no problem killing these guys. Let's loot one and see what they have. Ooh, nice. They have one of these rings. Now, these rings are fairly cool. We're going to go ahead and put it on. Or actually, not put it on, but we'll take it. Bronze. Oh, we'll give the bronze to this guy. There we go. Attack. Go ahead and toss the Clinging Darkness. Now, I like to start with Clinging Darkness, but I know a lot of people don't because it wears away pretty quickly. And if you're not killing fast enough, then by the time they get ready to run, your Clinging Darkness is already fading. So a lot of people like to cast it at the end of their list of spells. For me, I like it to be the first one because if you kill as quickly as we are, then you definitely want that extra little advantage as fast as possible. Otherwise, he may run. I've seen mobs run at like 40% life sometimes, and you don't want that to happen. You know, and then people are going to blame you because you didn't cast Clinging Darkness on it as soon as you should. So, if anything else, I would do Clinging Darkness at the beginning and Clinging Darkness at the end, so that way you're covered throughout the entire thing. Now, the Cutthroat Insignia Rings drops here quite a bit, quite often. I'm going to go ahead and assist this guy. I'm going to use the assist button. That way I can make sure I have his target. Yes, we do have the same target. Let's go ahead and use our Clinging Darkness spell. Poison Bolt, because he's already down 50%. So I think he got plenty of aggro. It's probably a little waste to even cast that, but kills him a little quicker. That's fine with me. So the Insignia Ring does 1 AC, 2 Dexterity. That's pretty nice for basically a mob that you're killing for experience anyways. So let's go ahead, dot this sucker up. And then I'm going to put that ring on because I only have 1 ring anyways. So let's put that on. It's better than nothing. I don't think they sell for that much as far as to other players. When the game first came out, these were very sought after at low levels because they were fairly easy to get. Can you guys move down to me after? Where's he at? Oh, he's over there. Yeah, I guess we can move over there. So my Clinging Darkness wore out, and that's why she's running around the way she is. Let's go ahead and toss that on her again. Little waste, she's already dead. There we go. Let's loot that up. Bronze sword, I think. No, that's just a rusty one. So occasionally they drop bronze, but a lot of the time I guess they just drop the rusty ones. So I guess my pet just got a really, really good weapon. That's probably more than he should have. But he'll do more damage because of it, so I guess it works his way out in the end. She's going to die here in a second, but I'll go ahead and cast Disease Cloud on her anyways. There you go. So if any of you guys are watching that know how to play a Necro a little bit better than I do, go ahead and leave those comments down below. I love to learn. I love to find out the different play styles that everybody has. I kind of go into groups a lot, but I've been trying with this character to do a little bit of both, doing groups and soloing, because Necros are one of the classes that do exceptionally well in both of them. They can solo really, really well. In fact, a lot of the time, you'll have people who do nothing but solo with their Necro. But then I've seen them in groups too, and they make a huge difference, especially in like raids and things. So, yeah, I kind of want to do the point of view of both, but again, it is completely different play styles. You know, when you're doing soloing, completely different spells that you're using, and you're using them in different orders and for different purposes than you will in groups. So it is a bit of a change every time you go back and forth, and because every other video I'm kind of doing that, it definitely is a shock to my memory to be able to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to. So while we have the time and I have the health, I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit extra of my health. I got to get a little closer though. Help the cleric out as much as possible. There we go. Not a whole lot for his health, unfortunately, because he has a lot more than I do. But let's go ahead and loot up. Let's see, what do we got? A chameleon, okay, and we got some iron roots, or rations, I should say. So these guys drop gems. That's pretty cool. Those gems, I don't know how much those are worth, but gems in general are usually worth quite a bit of money. At higher levels, they're worth, you know, anywhere from like 110 to 150 platinum from like the ones that drop in Seb. So yeah, you got to be aware of that. Let's. Oh, we got a puma over there. What is he? He's threateningly, but he's green, so he's probably green to the rest of everybody else here as well. There we go. So this is, now the camp is broken. Now the camp is easy to maintain, easy to kill, one at a time. And as long as you don't kill them too quickly when they pop, you won't ever have to worry about them getting too close to their own spawn time. So, because I'm a Necro and I can kill real quick if I want to, you may want to only cast 1 or 2 spells here and there, so that the mobs can be slowly, over time, spread over a longer distance. Now, as you can see, he's running around looking for other things to kill. There are desert madman walking around, there's some orcs, there's a Death Fist warrior over there in the distance that's dark blue. Let's see, Gratz. So what, did he level? I think he might have leveled, but he didn't say anything about it. Let's go ahead and loot this body up over here, get rid of the corpse. Another one of these rings. Oh, it's a bloodstone ring. That's not even the same kind. Huh, I don't know. I will have to check that out and see what the difference is. Let's go into our inventory here. Check that sucker out. Where is he at? No, he's not on the first backpack. There it is. What is that? Fingers? That's it? It doesn't do anything. It's just vendor junk, I guess. Okay, well, that's interesting. So you can get the 2 different rings. You can get the cutthroat ring, which I actually got more over in Western Commons than I did in this area, but I guess they do drop. Oh, watch out for that. A sand giant. Those guys are level 35 to level 40, I believe. So definitely something you want to be wary of. Let's go ahead and attack. Get my pet in there. Get our Clinging Darkness on as soon as possible. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and toss Poison Bolt. This should kill him off right there. Yep, there we go. He's dead. It's like easy kills. Just have to have the puller who's willing to go off and run the desert. There's a desert madman there. Maybe he's going to grab that one. No, that's another player. Human guy. He looked like a desert madman. But yeah, it's definitely a nice change of scenery. You're out here in the desert in a wide open area. You can fear kite these guys as well. If you're good enough, you can charm pull them and have the two of them fight each other. It's, like I said, very difficult to break the camp, but once you do, you know, you'll be able to keep it. Or if you can get a high-level guy to come over here, break it for you, and then just slowly pull over time. Now, she resisted. What level is she? Oh, she's yellow to me. Well, she shouldn't resist too often. Let me cast that again. There it goes. It took... Okay, so damage a little bit less on this one. But that's alright. Let me go ahead and heal this guy up a little bit. Dark Empathy is one of the greatest spells you get for your group. It helps out the players. Oh, where did that guy come from? I'm sitting right here on the fight. I shouldn't be this close. I'll get aggro for being too close. Let me move away. There we go. So, Clinging Darkness on them at least. What are the Scarabs? What level are they? Yellow. Okay, so the Scarabs are yellow. And he resisted my spells. Didn't resist that one, punk. Oh, wow. No, stand up. You don't want to get Sid aggro. Oh, great. Oh, what are you guys doing? Kill this guy already. You're pulling too soon, guy. Pulling too soon. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and slow this guy down. And of course you gotta remember, because we have an enchanter, he gets to slow the enemies down as well. Kind of like shamans have that spell. I don't know if they get it this early on though, which might be why he's pulling. Now he just rooted that other one. And again, he's trying to keep up with the camp. He doesn't want to have to break it again. So he's making sure that when a creature spawns in the camp, he pulls it as soon as possible. And I completely and totally understand that point of view, you know, because it is so hard to break. As far as pulling the other creatures go, that's a little iffy. If you do that too many times and at the wrong moment, that can cost everybody their lives. So now he didn't run, even though he didn't have a Clinging Darkness on him, because the other guy had rooted him already. So if you don't have a Shadow Knight or a Necro or a Druid to cast Snare or something like that, you can just root it. You know, clerics get root, several other classes get root. Now, the root isn't always the greatest in the world. Here we go. Use my spells. Now, I should be using my keyboard. I should be using the number keys 1, 2, 3, 4 and stuff to cast my spells. They shave off quite a few seconds, which can make all the difference at higher levels. I'm playing it as a noob, which is just using the buttons. And the reason I'm doing that, mainly at this point anyways, on my cleric I've already stopped doing that, but on this one, the reason I'm doing that is so that you guys can see, you know, what I am doing, what buttons am I pushing. I'll hold over it and you guys can see the name of the spell: Disease Cloud, Poison Bolt, Clinging Darkness, you know, my life tap. A lot of the times when you watch people's videos, they use the number keys because, again, it's more efficient and that's the way you should be getting used to playing the game, but it makes it hard for new players to really see what you're doing, in what order you're doing them. And so at this early stages with my characters in these low-level groups where it's not really that important to do it, you can get away with not doing it, is what I should say. It's still important, but it's doable otherwise. You know, that's one of the reasons I'm not doing it. Now, she's running away even though she had Clinging Darkness. Did it get resisted? It might have got resisted. I should pay attention to that. And I'm pretty low on power, so I'm going to go ahead and sit down. My clarity has worn off, or my breeze, I should say, has worn off. So now I'm stuck in the same boat as them. So now I'll be using my power probably a little bit less often. Let's go ahead and let him get a little bit of aggro. There we go. Go ahead and toss my Clinging Darkness. Now, for those of you who are not, you know, up on EQ news, you may not be aware that Ragefire, the server for Daybreak Games, has come out. It's a progression server that takes you back to the old school style of Everquest. And, you know, it has a few changes to it still. It's not like this server where it's all old school and there's very, very few changes that are different from the way it was before. In the Ragefire, they do have it where there's no corpse runs. So when you die, you just spawn back at whatever your spawn location you're at with all your equipment on. There's a few other things, like you can use experience potions, and every 6 months they're going to give I think it was like anybody above like 45 the choice, the vote to add the next expansion in. And so at some point, if all the players on the server decide that they don't want to progress any further, they will stop adding more and more expansions to that game, but there's a few other things that they changed as well. They were having issues with day one opening where there was a lot of things that went wrong, which really, I can't really blame them because they're going through the transitions of actually covering all the other servers at the same time they're doing a progression server. So it's just a lot on their plate, but they were going through, and I'll tell you guys all the stuff that I knew what happened. And it's kind of a long story, but so they open it up on day one, and only like 150 people can log in because people literally took off of work. They set aside 3 or 4 days with all their friends, and they were like, oh, you know what, this is gonna be like old school. We're gonna go back, and all the zones are gonna be completely camped, you know, from the newbie areas because everybody's starting at the exact same time. You know, and this really brings you back, to me anyways, to the old school feel where there's just tons and tons of people on. Anybody you can group with, you know, any camp you want to go to, there's a group there. You don't have to like sit there and form one. There's already one there. So everybody logged on, and only about 150 people were even able to get in. And so those people who were able to get in, they were all running around playing. They bought these experience potions with real money. They could buy backpacks with real money. They were also running into the issue that in Sony's Everquest, they made it at some point where you could start with a max level character, whether you bought it or if you had a paid prescription or whatever, their subscription, whatever the case was, you could have a max level character when you first started. And so some people were logging in with a level 50 character, and not just a level 50 character, but a level 50 character with like 1,000 platinum on them, which is just, you know, they didn't want that. You know, they didn't want level 50s day one, and they didn't want all that kind of platinum in the game as well. That ruins the economy like right off the bat. You know, all of a sudden things are worth like 10,000 platinum. You know, when the game first comes out, a really, really good item may only be worth, you know, 100 platinum, because 100 platinum may take you a very, very long time to get at that point in the game. You know, at higher levels, 100 platinum doesn't take that long. It's very easy to get, and therefore the prices go up. But starting people out with 1,000 platinum was just ridiculous. So what they ended up doing was bringing the servers down, and they decided, they're thinking about it. Do we want to do a wipe, or do we want to go in there and try to fix, you know, anybody who tried to game the system, you know? And ultimately they decided to just wipe it and start again, because they were like, you know, people had already traded that money over to other characters who weren't on the same account, and so to try to, you know, track all that down was just going to be a massive undertaking on their part. And I guess they felt that their you know, attention could have been used in other places elsewhere. So we got to pop. Let me let him know. There he goes. He saw it. Yeah, he's on the ball. We got a good pooler here. You got to have a really good pooler in areas like this if you really want to make the most out of it. Let's go ahead and get this. And you can see the other one popped up too. So if we hadn't been on the ball, now we'd have 2 guys. So we do need to space this guy out a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit less damage than I normally do. I'll do poison bolt, and then I'll sit down. Hopefully that doesn't still aggro right there. That's a lot of damage right off the bat. But let's do that. I'll even go ahead and heal him up a little bit if I can. Got to get a little closer. There we go. Wow, it takes forever to cast that spell. Oh, we got the other guy. Okay, well, if they're going to pull the second one, I'm going to go ahead and burn this guy down as fast as possible. It's 8% right there. 1%, 1%, almost dead. There we go, he's dead. Let's go and attack. We'll do Clinging Darkness. Hopefully it doesn't get resisted. Did not take hold. It's probably because the guy has root on him. Let's do Poison Bolt. Don't want to waste any more power on that if I don't have to. He has root, that's fine. And we'll do Disease Cloud. Now, so anybody who went and bought experience potions or new backpacks and things of that sort, day one, if you were one of the lucky, you know, 150 to be able to get in at any given time, they wiped it, and you lost all of that. So they were saying the only way to get that back, obviously, would be to fill out a ticket. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Anybody who's ever done with tickets on Everquest, whether it's with Sony or any other company, you know, you at the end of the day, you just feel like not just ripping your own hair out, but ripping out the person who's supposed to be reading those tickets and never gets back to you a month later. So those people are screwed. And yeah, that really, really sucks, because those are the hardcore fans who were day one of, moment of, you know, server coming up, spending real cash, which is exactly what they wanted to promote. And those are the people you're ticking off by doing that. But again, you know, they really didn't have a choice. at that point, the only way they could have prevented that would to have been to have done testing on the server before they opened it up to the public. Don't know why they didn't. I guess they figured that they had enough experience under their belt to be able to get by without doing that, or maybe they did it on a small scale, and I don't know what the issue was, why they didn't decide to do more testing, but they didn't, and so this is the outcome of that. And so they wipe it, and they tell everybody, okay, it's going to be down for, you know, a couple hours while they wipe the servers. People can log back on afterwards and try again. So of course the servers come back up, people log back on, level 50 start popping up again. You got other people who are doing things they're not supposed to. There's glitches all over the place. So they decide to bring down the server yet again. Unfortunately, they decide to do the same thing. We're going to wipe it again, guys. People, this time, used experience potions yet again, bought more backpacks yet again, thinking they're going to get refunds on their old stuff. So now they have to fill out 2 tickets on 2 different occasions for the same instance, which I'm sure are going to be a nightmare for whoever's doing those tickets to actually figure out if they should get any money back or not. And when they go through that, I'm sure they're only going to get money back for one of those tickets, you know, and not for both, which is just a nightmare. That's just horrible, horrible situation for anybody who's doing that. But, okay, so they wipe it again. They fix the problems. They seem to do pretty well on that second wipe. I think they may have done it one more time after that. But I think by that point, people were already like, I'm not spending any money on this game for months before. For you guys to get your act together, we're not spending any money. So they go ahead and do that, and they get the server back up, and people are playing, and they're having a good time. Everything's going fairly well. And then I heard, and I can't say for sure if this is true or not, but I heard just the other day that after like 36 hours of the server being up, there was already a group of people who had been on the entire time. They had like not even gone to sleep. They've been playing for the last like 36 hours, 40 hours straight, and they had reached level 40 already, 46, 47 with experience potions. And I'm like, you know, they said the experience gain was going to be somewhere between the original Everquest, which is kind of like what we have, and then Everquest Live, which is just like look at the skeleton and you get a whole level. So somewhere in between that. Well, you know, they're programmers. They could have told you exactly what the percentage was, but they didn't. They just said somewhere in between because I guess they wanted to get more people by being as vague as possible. And the fact that even with experience potions, they can get from level 1 to level 40 something in 2 days shows me that it's closer to Everquest Live than it has anywhere close to being closer to Everquest Old School. And, you know, that's perfectly fine. Not a lot of people enjoy playing games that take you so long to get through. That's one of the reasons I like this game over other ones, but I do enjoy the other ones too. I play EverQuest 2 still to this day. I do videos of that, so I understand playing that. But if you're saying that you're making a progression server like the original Old School days, and then it turns out to be more like EQ Live, then for me, it loses, you know, whatever value that you would have gotten from doing that. So, but, you know, there's people on there who are enjoying it perfectly fine. But the reason I'm mentioning this is, you know, they power level all the way to that point, and they're not power leveled. You know, there's nobody high enough level to power level them at that point. But they got all the way up there, and then they killed both dragons 2 days after the servers go live. So, rebuffing party time. We're going to check out the orc camp really quick while this camp repops. Okay. Let's see, cloth pants on Dervish if anybody needs it. I don't think I need cloth pants. Let me look. Pants. Yes, I already have cloth pants, okay. So let me go ahead and loot these guys up, get rid of the corpses. There we go, junk. But, you know, anytime you have little weapons and stuff on those guys, you want to go ahead and take it because you can use it for your pet. Let's go ahead. Oh, there's one more over here. Let's see, what do they got? Bronze Main Gucci. I'm sure I pronounced that horribly, but yeah, it just seems like they've had problem after problem with the server to boot up, and again, I can't fault them for that because of a lot of companies out there, not just Sony, not just Daybreak Games, not just MMOs, have had problems with day one opening. So, you know, it is kind of one of those things that you expect to see, but the fact that so many people are going through like this nightmarish scenario where they bought potions and backpacks, and yeah, you can say it's their fault for buying it day one, but when the company promotes it like, you know, you should buy it day one, get up a little higher level like that, and then they kind of bite you in your butt, not just once, not just twice, but like 3 times. You know, they're sitting there filling out these tickets, and for a company who's already going through a transition period, I don't know how many people they're going to be able to dedicate to getting those tickets done or resolved as fast as possible, with the confusion of still trying to get the server up and going through all that information to find out if they even should have, you know, credited money to those accounts. So I don't know. If you guys play on that server, let me know. Let me know how Ragefire is for you so far. Have you enjoyed it quite a bit, or have you noticed some changes that you're not too happy with? They'll be right back. Okay, so they're running over there to check out the other camp. I guess the reason he's taking the enchanter with him, because if it is a camp, they're gonna have to mez. Wait. We're going to check out Orc camp really quick. No, they're going to another zone. Let's see. Dang it. I don't think we can take 2 by ourselves. They're yellow to me. That one's even. And that one's yellow. Yeah, I don't think I could take on 2 with just my pet. Let me just tell him 2 up. It may just repop altogether. 3 up now. Yeah, it's going to repop. We're just going to have to break it again. It's going to be difficult, but it's doable. Almost back. So again, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I'll start fresh on the next video where we're going to be all hectic again trying to break it. But again, if you like these episodes, please hit that like button, subscribe. It definitely helps grow the channel. Also, leave some comments below. I want to know what you guys think of the server itself, Ragefire, whether you like the idea behind it, you know, an actual progression server, kind of like this server, but by Daybreak Games, or if you're not really interested in ever playing a server by them, or, you know, do you want to see a combination of certain aspects? Like, what's your favorite part of this game? For me, the difficulty of this game is one of those things that is both a good thing and a negative thing at the same time, and for me it's more good than negative, so I definitely enjoy the difficulty of this game. Again, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I do thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.